Hey folks, welcome to the channel. This is Rockin' the Country. I'm Don. Some folks have asked me how they try to get a handle on how I rate my songs, and I never had like a bulleted list. I don't follow a bulleted list. I more go for feel, but there are probably like 10 or 100 calculations that go on in my brain or however it works when I'm about to rate a song. I frequently forget that I'm going to rate a song while I'm listening to the songs. I'm so enthralled with the lyrics, the instrumentation, trying to figure out the genesis of that phrase or all the different aspects that go into putting a song together. And I forget. And then in the end, I'm like, oh my God, I got to rate that. All right. And then I go by feel. There's usually a number that pops into my head immediately. But I decided to break it down because some of you folks have said, Don, I can't get a handle. I'm usually pretty good at getting close to what you're going to rate something, but sometimes I'm pretty far off. So I decided just to make a quick list of ideas for you of what goes on with me when I rate the song. So one of the first things about a song is, well, of course it can't be pop country because we don't do pop country. But nothing cliche. I cannot stand cliches, not just in music, but in any sphere of life. I can't stand them. I don't say them. I don't want to be one. I don't know. I just have this like genetic repulsion to cliche. So if there's cliche that shows up in a song, it starts to hurt me. And then how words and expressions are used. I love creative use of language. I'm a word nerd myself, and I recognize brilliance pretty quickly, like in lyricism, when somebody's just used a metaphor, a double entendre, or just used a word or a phrase in a unique way. And it shows up in traditional country music more than any other genre. And then another thing is, how is the story in the song being told? How is the narrative development? What is going on in it? Is there suspense? Is there mystery? Is it hard to figure out? Is there like a John Prine turn of phrase type of thing where in the end a phrase is used and it flips the whole script in the song? So like how the story is told is very, very important to the feel that I get when I'm going to rate a song. And another thing is like the voice, the vocalist or vocalist. Does it match the instrumentation? Does it seem to be a discord between how the vocalist is projecting? Is the vocalist, the singer, like trying to oversell the emotion in the song or sort of staying in the pocket? And does the instrumentation, not just the volume, but does like the tempo, for instance, match it? Do the instruments themselves, like when fiddle is brought in or steel, does that seem to match what's going on in the song appropriately? Some songs are meant for contrast, and I pick up on that too, that, oh, it's up tempo here, but this person is really going through life slowly or whatever. So I'll look at things like that. And this dovetails into the next one, which does the emotionality of the vocalist or vocalists match the instrumentation? Another one is, does the song surprise me? Like anytime, we all do this. We'll see a title and we'll think, oh, what's that going to be about? Then we listen to the song and sometimes it's about something completely unrelated. Sometimes the title is a phrase that's used multiple times, but in multiple contexts. But does the song surprise me? Amos Moses by Jerry Reed, for example, shocked the hell out of me. And I wasn't expecting it. Who could expect that song from a title, Amos Moses? When you hear Moses, just instinctively you think, oh, you just immediately attribute some sense of possible, whether holiness or just goodness. And then the guy's using the sun for alligator bait. But also on the emotional side of things, like, is there a deep, like a concrete angel, like those kinds of surprises, whether they're positive emotions or like sad emotion. Well, they're all positive in some way, but you feel them. And another one is, does the song draw me in? Does it give me space to be drawn in to the song, to sort of be, instead of coming at me, like, here's what it is, and pigeonholing me or making me back up because the instrumentation is just too aggressive for the song or what have you. I like it when a song draws me in. Even if it's a John Ritter song where the lyrics come at you at 1,000,000,000 miles an hour and you're trying to find the thread, you're still drawn in intellectually to trying to figure it out. There's space to do that. Or there could be songs that are very slow with very few lyrics, but do those lyrics match with the instrumentation, give you the opportunity to sort of be drawn in, to maybe even place yourself in that scenario and say, wow, what would that be like for me? In those songs, you can feel what the songwriter and musicians are trying to communicate. And the space that the producer with the instrumentation will give you is significant in that development. And another one is, does the song communicate what the songwriter was trying to communicate? Sometimes it's a video that I'm watching, and the video detracts from the song itself. Sometimes it enhances the song too. But does the song itself seem to do what the songwriter intended, as best as you could determine from listening to the song? And another one, this happens to all of us, but can I relate to the lyrics? Is there some way in which the lyricism develops that allows me to relate to it? I don't mind certain things like Western songs about the cowboy life. You know, I'm a guy who grew up in Jersey, so cowboy life is foreign to me. So when like Colter Wall or Chris Ledoux or others do like a Western song set maybe even in a different century, can I still relate to it on some level? I don't mind I love learning about different cultures and things, but the songs that really do it for me are ones that like, can I relate to them in some way? And do the lyrics challenge me? I love being challenged to figure things out, not so it's such this deep puzzle or mystery to where it's just like such a brain teaser, but am I challenged? Is there creative use of language to where I'm challenged to sort of follow it versus being like one-dimensional or linear? I don't like the linearity, linear. And like in pop country, the lyrics tend to be very linear and uncreative, and that's just kind of boring to me. And another one is, and you probably picked up on this, can I envision listening to it in the car, and how would I relate to it while driving in the car? You know, it's, would I be speeding up? Would I want to turn it off? Like I try to place myself in different situations. And one of them is, how would I be listening to this in the car? Would I be like, that's kind of boring and turn it off? Or would that be like, oh yeah, no, I would be totally engaged even while driving? And will it stand the test of time? Can I kind of envision the song being one that would last? Or is this sort of just like a faddish song that might be here today and gone in 6 months and not really resonate? You know, like A Boy Named Sue by Johnny Cash. That song will have endurance 100 years from now. And that is a significant part of like a song. Does it have staying power? Would I get bored of it after listening to it a couple times? Not just like for future generations, but the staying power is, can I listen to this thing like 50 times over the next couple of years and still enjoy listening to it? And then another biggie for me is concision. Like, were the lyrics used economically, or were there so many additional lyrics put in there to make the point that it diluted the message? Economy is very important in lyricism. And so did the songwriter come up with words, as few words as possible, to communicate the message, maybe more effectively than a more loquacious or verbose songwriter? So those are just some of the things that pop into my head, like while I'm listening to it. And it seems like when I realize I've got to rate the song, I bring all that into requisition, I guess, just in one moment. I come up with a number, and that's what goes into it. So there you go, folks. I hope that explained a few things. I know some of you will be leaving your comments on this one, Matt, for example. And there you go. All right, thanks for playing along, folks. And now you know. Have a great day. I'll see you on another video. Keep rocking the country.